New at 6, Maryland is moving closer to restricting cell phones in schools. We know Virginia and D.C. have already tackled the issue, and it looks like Maryland is next.
Yeah, our Matt Gregory is in Annapolis tonight. And Matt, how would students and their parents be impacted by some of these new rules?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we're going to have to find out. There are 5 or 6 bills, Lorenzo, that are all being done by different lawmakers, but they each sort of have one theme, which is to standardize a cell phone restriction policy across the state. So, we wanted to kind of get an idea of what that would look like, right? And they kind of change from bill to bill, but they're basically pretty similar. Several of the bills went to the Committee on Education, Education, Energy, and the Environment today, and the supporters of these bills testified that research and ultimately test scores show cell phones have an impact severely and in a negative way on students' learning. In fact, and I didn't know this till I was there, 19 of the 24 counties in Maryland have rules about phones in schools, but there really is nothing uniform statewide. So it is difficult to know really just how deep the impact of cell phones is. Now, each of the bills proposed does have a similar ring to it, whether it's to require students to put their phones away for the day or away during class. But Prince George's County State Senator Ron Watson, he spearheads the bill that has the most attention. He had this to say about what he would like to see happen.
If we're not closing the achievement gap, and some schools are implementing policies in one way and not the other, it's very hard to attribute why they're not learning. And so that's the reason for this bill. I suspect that we'll take all the bills related to cell phone use, consolidate them, put one thing together that really hits the mark.
Now listen, we tried to cover this issue extensively. I've talked to parents, I've talked to teachers, and in fact, we talked to a teacher earlier this week, and she said one of the issues you don't even really think about is, in addition to the kids, looking at their cell phones during class and not learning, she says they're also distracting the kids around them. So it really has this ripple effect, and that's why she wants to see a restriction from bell to bell. She says, put them away for the day. Now, coming up at 11, we heard from one kind of section of people interested in this, the medical community, and one of the things they have the most concerns about is, yes, there's test scores, there's things like that, but what about the negative impact on students' mental health? We're going to explore that at 11. But for now in Annapolis, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of folks are saying something needs to be done, but they have to decide what that looks like.
What it is, yeah.
All right, Matt, thank you.
See you at 11.